Hey Internet, Brian Anthony Hernandez here from Mashable, and we're here with the always dapper Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Well, in 1997, you appeared on Celebrity Jeopardy. Do you remember this?
How could I forget?
So they asked, in his early teens, this E.T. director won a contest with his short war movie, Escape to Nowhere. And you answered.
Well, I imagine it's Steven Spielberg, right, if he's the E.T. director. Did I get that one right on the show?
You did.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice.
And flash forward 14 years later, and you're in a movie, Lincoln, that he directed.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what you learned from Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, from Dark Knight Rises?
Sure, yeah, well, I mean, those two guys are obviously different filmmakers and different guys, but one thing I noticed they both have in common, they both know how to balance having a thorough plan with being spontaneous.
And Don Jon explores internet porn addiction, false fantasies based off romantic movies, and also intimacy issues. I guess ultimately, when fans walk out the door, what kind of feelings do you want them to feel?
My favorite movies are the ones where when you come out, you're like, but wait, what about this? And did you think about that? And do you think that's true? And Don Jon asks a lot of questions, and in an entertaining way. I mean, I wanted to make a fun movie, and that's why it's a comedy, and audiences like to laugh at it. But it does give you something to think about and talk about afterwards. Like, how does different kinds of media affect the way we see things, affect the way we see the world, or people, or love, or sex? I know in the last few years, I've been hearing it a lot, where people will say, I wish that my life could be like that movie. Or, in particular, you know, I hear people say to me, why can't I find somebody like you in that movie? And I'm always a little startled when I hear that, because real life is not like a movie, you know, and real life is actually, I would say, so much more beautiful and so much more rich and nuanced than anything could ever be on a two-dimensional screen. And you'll miss it if you're too busy comparing your real life to these fantasies.
And I noticed the trainer was in the credits as well. Is it your typical trainer or just a trainer for this movie?
He's actually a guy that I know through Channing Tatum. He trains Chan all the time. And he's from Long Island. So he became much more than just a trainer. He became a real consultant. He read the script. He loved the story. He totally got the character. We talked all about the mindset of a guy who's sort of obsessed with his own body and frankly objectifying himself. This is the theme throughout the movie, is that John treats everything, whether it's, you know, the women that he meets at the club, or the women that he sees on screen in pornography clips, or even his family, who he never listens to and who don't listen to him, his buddies who he's in a constant pissing contest with over who can score the hottest chick, or even his own body. It's all an object, a thing on the shelf. And so Aaron really understood that, and we talked a lot about it in the hours and hours that we spent in the gym every day in between feasts of unacceptable amounts of chicken.
Yo, it's about that time to bring forth the rhythm and the rock.